she has dementia?
So what I will say is it does make sense that she definitely cognitively has some things that are off. But the aunt that I hear when I'm on the phone with her now, months later, I don't hear that same Wendy.
I have no idea where we are. This doesn't look like anything familiar.
I think she's losing memory. Have you guys noticed that?
I miss my family.
Some people are going to look at this and say, this is exploitation. She's being exploited. How could they do this?
But I will say this, first and foremost, my aunt is the executive producer of this documentary. And when I finally talked with her and I said to her, Aunt Wendy, why do you want to do this? You know, you're clearly, the health piece, all of that has to be addressed. Is now the right time? And she said, now is the perfect time because I want to take ownership of my story.
My real name is Wendy Hunter.
Hunter.
Yep. And I'm divorced.
It's over for our girl Wendy Williams, y'all, because it was just reported that she's officially permanently paralyzed. Apparently, she hasn't been able to walk for a couple weeks now. And from the looks of it, she may be living the rest of her life as a vegetable. And guess what, y'all? Word on the street is Diddy is responsible for this, and he decided to silence her just before his trial started so she wouldn't have a chance to speak on him. Wendy was the first person to call Diddy out back in the 90s for his demonic behavior, but everybody thought she was just being messy. Diddy got her blackballed from the industry and even had the audacity to threaten her son's life on national TV. However, none of that stopped her from still going in on him, and he eventually just decided to take her out. In fact, even in the midst of Wendy going through these health challenges, she still had the energy to speak on Diddy when he was finally arrested. And of course, she didn't have anything nice to say about that man. She put out this statement that read, "What is really weird is that I have been told by so many people, Wendy, you called it," including some people from my family who have said the same. To see this video of Cassie getting pummeled was just horrific. But now you have to think, how many more times? How many more people? How many more women? It's just so horrible. But as y'all know, Wendy was assigned a legal guardian back in 2022 when Wells Fargo dragged her to court to get her a legal guardian because they thought she was not in sound mind and needed help. Her family later revealed in a press statement that she was suffering from primary progressive aphasia and frontotemporal dementia. They said in a statement, over the past few years, questions have been raised at times about Wendy's ability to process information. And many have speculated about Wendy's condition, primarily when she began to lose words and act erratically sometimes and have difficulty understanding financial transactions. But this is where things started getting shady, and people began to speculate that there were some things going on that suggested that somebody high up in the industry had a hand in this. For starters, Wendy's family said at the time that she was thrown into a facility, and her legal guardian refused to disclose the whereabouts of Wendy to them. Apparently, only the guardian knew where she was at and what kind of treatment she was being put through.
So they didn't sit down with everyone before they chose this guardian?
No.
To say,
From my knowledge, no.
really?
And her mother offered, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
No,
Alex
no,
should
no.
be. Yeah,
Please.
Alex's mom should be.
Her mother offered to be the
Yes.
guardian.
Yes, she should, and she should be the guardian.
So Alex, Wendy was living in New York until last April when cameras stopped filming, and I understand she then went into a facility to get treatment, and you don't even know where the facility is.
Right.
Have you been able to be in any kind of contact with her since she's been there?
Yes, but again, same thing with this answer, it's layered. So she can call us, but we can't call her. So for instance, yesterday I was out, I was having dinner and I missed a call. And I ran to the bathroom and I came back and I realized that it was my aunt.
Oh.
But I can't call her back. So therefore, I haven't talked to her. I can't write. If I tried to call, I'm told that there's nobody here by that name.
Oh.
She went into where she is now between April and May of last year. We went months before we were finally even able to get a call. I was telling the story yesterday. I was sitting in a nail salon in Miami, and I got a call from a block number, and I answered it. And she was like, "Hi, Alex." I said, "Aunt Wendy?" We were on the phone for 4 hours and 37 minutes because I hadn't heard from her in months. And that was the reality. I don't remember who got off the phone first, but it was that feeling of like, when I get off the phone with you, I don't know if I'm gonna hear from you again, so I'll wait until you say, okay, I gotta go, bye.
Her son, Kevin Jr., also revealed that Wendy's guardian and her team were still providing her with loads of alcohol, even though the doctors made it real clear that the alcohol was making her condition worse.
They basically said that because she was drinking so much, it was starting to affect her headspace and her brain. I think they said it was alcohol-induced dementia.
Things got even messier when Jason Lee also jumped on Twitter and said his people and Wendy's camp exclusively told him that there were some people, aka Diddy, trying to unalive Wendy. He tweeted, "I think they're trying to kill Wendy Williams. Where is she? Why are they hiding her and keeping her from her son? Why did they take her money? Why erase her from the internet? Hashtag free Wendy." And it looks like Jason was not lying, because recently, the shady legal guardian who was keeping Wendy away from her family against her will just came out to say Wendy is now permanently incapacitated and unable to speak. She revealed this in a filing in which she described Wendy as an acclaimed entertainer who tragically has been affected by early onset dementia. As a result, has become cognitively impaired and permanently incapacitated. In the same filing, she also included a plea that asked the court to protect Williams' privacy by redacting some aspects of her health, including familiar relationships and finances, already outlined in the case. Now, the reason why people believe that this guardian is working for Diddy and has actually been contributing to the decline of Wendy's health is because Diddy and Wendy have a long-standing feud dating all the way back to the 90s when she first exposed him for being DL. Apparently, somebody sent her some photos of Diddy getting his wood sucked by another man while he was on vacation in Cancun, and she decided to make it public on her radio show. Diddy was real mad when he got the word about this. He also sent out a strong warning to every radio station in New York not to hire her, or else he would come for them too.
Months ago. And he told a story about Wendy Williams. She got fired from Hot 97 because she had a picture of Puffy. So if you don't mind, give me the story from your point of view and what was in the picture.
We were in Cancun. For whatever reason, dude was playing with Puff. He went behind him and grabbed his trunks and pulled them down. Some girls that was taking pictures. They took that picture and emailed it back to Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams said she had him in a compromising position and like he was gay, something like that. She was gonna put it out. Wendy had shown people that email. Puff told Hot 97 if they didn't get rid of her before he got back in New York, that they was not gonna get any music from any of his friends, any of the record labels executives that was cool with him. Everybody was gonna boycott their station. We was out in LA for about 3 days before we landed back in New York. Wendy Williams was in the radio station in Philly. She was fired.
Fast forward to 2013, she finally spoke on the issue again after years of keeping her mouth shut when she revealed that the reason she couldn't get a job was because of a hip-hop mogul who had got her fired and blackballed after she alleged he was gay. This time around, she didn't dare mention Diddy's name out loud, but it didn't take rocket science for folks to find out who this hip-hop mogul was.
We come from a very homosexual era of hip-hop as well. There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such. And now it's all come full circle. There were many situations, none of which to talk about, but there were many situations back in the day in my career, and it's all coming full circle now.
Wendy also said Diddy went as far as telling all the girl groups that were signed to his record label at the time, Bad Boy Entertainment, to pull up on her and jump her. Thankfully, her boyfriend was around, and he saved her from getting jumped.
I got off the air one day, and them total were downstairs waiting, and everybody upstairs at the radio station is looking down, egging it on, waiting for something to go down. I wasn't yet married. My knight in shining armor screeched up in his car just out of nowhere. I didn't even know what was about to happen. I'm standing in the door like, what? And I'm literally about to go through. Now, I'm not like, what, let's fight, because I'm not one of those type of broads. And plus, there was 3 of them. The little Chinese man that drove the van, they were coming. There was no security or anything. It was just them 3 fighting broads. And me. And my coworkers at SHOT standing upstairs trying to look down to see it all jump off. They all knew. When I said goodnight to everybody, everybody's pressed up against the window. I didn't even walk or bother asking, what are you all looking for? Because, you know, when the clock strikes, it's time to go. It is time to go. I didn't get a chance to hit the sidewalk before I knew it, out of nowhere. And there's a whole bunch of rah-rah going on outside, and I'm still trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And I send Cower and Skell out on the sidewalk, and he comes back in and says, it's total outside. And they were about to set it on you.
In fact, she also hinted at him mistreating Cassie even before Cassie left him back in 1999. When Diddy and Jennifer Lopez got into that accident that Shine later took the fall for, Wendy was the only one who had the balls to go against Diddy and question the entire thing.
So Cassie's in South Africa filming Honey 3. And she allegedly has been avoiding Puffy. And, you know, my thing about when you date a mogul is that it's really difficult to avoid them because if you use your head, you never know when they're going to pop up on the scene. Like he's mogul, like he can hire a plane right now, zoom it to South Africa, land on the roof of the hotel where she's staying, okay, pay people off at the front desk, give me the key and let me up in her room. Like I'm already paranoid.
Anyway, fast forward back to 2017, it seemed like they had resolved their issues because Diddy appeared on the Wendy Williams show, and they even joked about the fact that they had some tension in the past.
I must say it's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
And I want to just tell you how proud I am of you because I don't think you get enough credit for being the first one to really cover our culture, you know, hip-hop culture and also hip-hop celebrities shedding light on our culture and our people, and thank you very much.
I know I pissed a lot of people off, including you.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a full circle moment, everybody.
Yes.
Get into adult conversation. This is full circle.
Yeah.
A lot of people believe that Wendy's issues with Diddy ain't just about her. And it also has to do more about her son, Kevin Jr., specifically when he was 16. Apparently, Diddy tried to do some disturbing things to Kevin in order to punish Wendy. These rumors got fueled when this very creepy interview of Diddy and Wendy from the past few years went viral, in which Wendy got visibly nervous and even forgot what she was gonna say after Diddy told her that he met her son, who was just 16 at the time, backstage. When he said this, her face dropped in fear and she just started stuttering. Just take a look at this, y'all.
As the mother of a now 16-year-old.
Mm-hmm. Who I met backstage,
He did?
He's a great young man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You represent a lot.
So as y'all can see, this beef between Wendy and Diddy goes real deep, and thus is a big reason why a lot of people believe that he and his entire entourage had a hand in the decline of her health. With her now being permanently decapitated, it means she can't speak, and whatever else she had to say is gonna stay with her forever. As usual, people had their own thoughts about this, like this person who said, "I really feel someone's doing something to her, and it's an inside job. They trying to silence her. She knows too much." Another person said, "Wells Fargo stole this woman's money, then used the courts to cover it up. Yes, I believe she's sick, but I feel like they are shutting her family and the public out of it because we're asking questions that need answers." But now I want to know your thoughts. What do y'all think about Wendy becoming permanently incapacitated? And do y'all think that Diddy had a hand in that? Y'all been knew what to do. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other very messy video.